morning, campers, and welcome to Lotus Operations. And in today's video, we are going to be building a floating waterbed that you can use to grow your very own food and not have to worry about adding a single bit of water to it yourself. So let's begin. Just like I mentioned before, resources. Use every and anything around you. And as like you would do in Fallout or the Walking Dead style games, collecting your resources to build what you need to survive, the same principle is going to apply to the garden that we are going to be utilizing. And today we are going to be scrapping down an old twin-size bed, and we're going to be utilizing the materials here to build a floating garden that will eventually be floated either on a lake, a stream, or worst case scenario in my pool if I cannot get access to any. So let's begin constructing this floating garden bed. Okay guys, so as you can see now, the entire bed is now currently broken down into 2x4s, the little 1x4s, and the freaking damn other little boards, odds and ends, scrap metals. So we're going to use all of this here to construct a raft, which is going to be about this long right here. And then on the side of the raft, we're going to build a little flotation devices. You can either use water bottles, build wooden flotation devices to trap air, but you want to trap air to keep your garden floating. So we are going to be doing that. And now let's reconstruct it all together into a solid piece. Well, once I get that done, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so now as you can see, I used the entire bed frame that I tore apart to make into this little craft. Now it is not pretty, but if it works well, it would be effective. And you would put the dirt in the middle here, and then you would put your flotation devices underneath these, aka 2-liter bottles, foam, noodles, whatever you can find to float your craft. And you would secure them to these however you can, whether you're able to drill holes in there and tie them down, whether you secure them down with screws, nails, however you build it. And that's up to you, because it doesn't have to look like this. It's your design on what materials you have. As I was mentioning, guys, the amount of water that gets inside your craft will determine what type of food you're able to put in there. Food that requires more water, you would want more water to flood your craft. Food that requires less water, you would want to make sure your craft floats a little bit higher so it doesn't receive as much water, but just enough so you don't have to worry about watering it when things collapse, because then that's one less stress that you have to worry about. Food that requires a minimum to no water, plant on land and water by hand. Well guys, so now it's time that we head off to the riverbeds or the lakes, if I can find actually one that actually has a good amount of water in it to be able to do the video. And we are going to float this and see how effective this actually is for survival purposes. Like I said before, you must use your resources around you. Use whatever you can find and whatever you have to make yourself survive in the situation and give yourself that extra step above everybody else. So stay tuned for part 2. I hope y'all liked the video. If y'all do like what I do, please subscribe. Lotus Operations out. Part 2 on its way.